You know that feeling, right? An email lands in your inbox and something just feels off. Maybe the logo's a little blurry or it's asking for something urgently, and you're just staring at it wondering, is this for real? Well, we're about to figure that out for good. It really comes down to this one question. Is this message a friend, or is it a foe in disguise, a clever fish trying to hook you? This is basically a modern-day detective story, and believe it or not, you're about to become the lead investigator.
Because here's the secret. Every single email has a hidden story. It carries this unique digital fingerprint, a trail of evidence that tells you exactly where it's been and, more importantly, who really sent it.
To read that fingerprint, you just need to know where to look. So let's put on our detective hats. We're going to learn how to uncover the clues that are hiding in plain sight in every email you get.
So where are all these clues? They're in something called the email header. Now, this is the part of the email you don't normally see. It's just a block of text, but it's packed with all the technical details, the metadata about its journey across the internet to you.
And this quote from Mail 7 just nails it. The header isn't just a bunch of random code, it's a detailed record. You can almost think of it like an email's passport, right? It gets stamped at every single stop on its way to your inbox.
All right, first things first. As a detective, our first job is to figure out the email's journey. Where did this thing actually come from? The header gives us a perfect step-by-step map to follow.
The key clues we're looking for here are called received headers. Think of them like digital breadcrumbs. Every time an email jumps from one server to another, that server adds its own received line, leaving a perfect trail for us to follow back to the source.
Now here's the one slightly tricky part. To follow the trail from the very beginning, you actually have to start reading from the bottom of the header and work your way up. Yeah, it's backwards. The very first server is at the bottom, and the last stop right before your inbox is at the very top. Okay, so we've traced the path. We know where it's been. But now for the really critical question, is the sender who they say they are? This is where we have to verify their identity.
And to do that, we look for these digital stamps of approval. See, the internet has some really powerful security checks built in to prevent forgeries and fakes, and lucky for us, the results are recorded right there in the header.
We're looking for three main things here. First, there's SPF. It basically checks if the email came from an approved server, kind of like checking the official postmark on a letter. Then there's DKIM, which adds a digital signature to make sure the message wasn't messed with along the way. And finally, you have DMARC, which is like the instruction manual telling servers what to do if either of those first two checks fail. So, what you're looking for are mismatches, and this is a huge red flag. You see the from address and it looks legit, right? billing@company.com. But then you look at the hidden return path. That's where bounce messages go, and it points to some totally different sketchy-looking domain. That is a classic textbook sign of a spoofed email. And the best part is, you don't have to guess. The results are spelled out for you right in the header text. You'll see things like SPF equals pass for a good email, or a big glaring DKIM equals fail for a suspicious one. A fail is a really strong clue that something's not right. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That raw header text looks like a total mess of code. And you're absolutely right. But thankfully, you almost never have to read it manually. There is a much, much easier way. Let me introduce you to the Email Header Analyzer. These are awesome tools, usually just free websites, that do all the hard detective work for you. You just copy and paste that messy header text in, and boom, it spits out a clean, simple report. And I mean, just look at the difference. It is night and day. On the left, you've got that confusing wall of text, but on the right, you get a beautiful, color-coded report that instantly shows you the email's path and a simple pass or fail on its security checks. It turns chaos into clarity.
And you can start using these like right now. The big players, Microsoft and Google, have their own fantastic free tools. And there are other great ones too, like MX Toolbox that IT pros use all the time.
So why are we going through all this? Why become a digital detective? Well, because this isn't just some techie exercise. Understanding email headers gives you some very real, very practical superpowers.
Your first superpower? Spotting phishing. You can now definitively call out a fake email and protect your data. Second, you can actually fix email problems. When an important message bounces, the header can tell you exactly why. And third, this knowledge helps you protect your own brand, making sure your emails are set up correctly so they always land in the right inbox.
Like Glock Apps says here, this is really a master skill for our digital world. It lets you diagnose, trace, and improve, basically giving you control over one of the most important tools we use every single day.
So, the next time you get an email that makes you pause, don't just delete it. Be the detective. Copy its header, pop it into an analyzer, and see what story it has to tell you. Because the real question isn't if your emails are hiding secrets, it's what those secrets are.